Welcome to Toon Raiders. I'm William, and with me, the Bucky to my Captain America, is my brother, Wilson Tammers.
Hello.
How are you today?
It's fine.
So, what are we talking about today?
Well, there's a bit of feud going on along with us right now, isn't there?
This has to stop. We're doing Captain America Civil War.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start with a non-spoiler section. Very quickly, just run through. Okay, so we saw it 2 days apart,
That's right.
and my feeling is you like it less than I do.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay, so why don't you tell me? But you like it less than I do. But I still think it's a great film. People should see it, and you think it's a
It's a good film. It's definitely a good film. And I would recommend people to see it.
right. Okay.
More so than Batman v Superman.
Well, we're not gonna. That's not a surprise.
I
Okay.
know, but considering that they're both kind of similar, why it's like both two superheroes fighting each other, so we have to draw some comparisons every now and again.
Yeah, but I want to stop talking about that film.
Did you hate it that much?
I don't hate it, but I don't want this to turn into another Batman v Superman
Fair enough.
podcast. Okay, so what did you think of the characters in the story, bearing in mind we're in the non-spoilery section?
I think they were fine. There's no one that really stood out.
Really? I thought Tony Stark really stood out. In this film, he's a lot better than
Well,
in the Iron Man films.
I meant stood out badly. I meant-
You're still in your BVS mindset, mate.
Sorry about that.
I thought everything was dandy. The plot makes sense, or at least it made sense when I was watching it, while I was watching it.
Yeah.
At no point did I think, oh, hang on, they're not fighting. They're fighting for no reason at all. And they've stopped fighting because their mothers have the same name. That didn't happen,
Yeah.
which was good.
Also, when I compare it,
Okay, that's the last one. I promise. So that was good. The characters were fine. And I thought there were fewer jokes in this film.
yeah. Compared to what?
Almost any other Marvel film.
Mm,
I thought this was a more serious film.
Serious, but I don't think. I think it had more jokes than Winter Soldier.
Maybe you're right. I don't remember any jokes in Winter Soldier.
I do.
Go on.
They're all near the beginning. Like a.
Oh yeah. They're
but
all at the beginning. Yeah.
Unlike this film, it was quite evenly spread.
Right, it was
out.
more sparse. I guess that's right. Okay, so it's not perfect.
Yeah, it's not perfect.
There are some issues with it, but they're minor. For instance, the villain is unremarkable.
Yes.
That's a thing that's been leveled at Marvel for a long time now. When they say that apart from Loki, all of the villains have been terrible.
I don't know. I've got quite a few people that quite like Ultron.
I didn't. Well, it's not great.
Yeah,
He's not great,
but
so-
he's memorable.
I'm not saying he's unmemorable, but they're not great, aren't they? We can't say there's no one character, one villain where you think, yeah, that's a great villain, apart from Loki. They're all average. Who was the villain from the Dark World?
Malachite?
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the evil night elves.
Yeah, Malachite.
Okay, I didn't even remember his name. I didn't even remember his name. So who was the? Oh yeah. No, I don't really. Who was the villain from Avengers 1 is Loki.
Yeah.
4 is Loki.
Hmm.
Yeah, who was the villain in Captain America 1?
Red Skull.
Terrible.
I remembered it.
But he didn't really do anything. He was a
Yeah.
terrible villain. In the Winter Soldier,
Bucky.
who's no longer a villain, who's not really the villain.
Yeah,
It,
well, it's Hydra as a group then.
yeah, so sort of a faceless group. Anyway, let's go beyond that. Anyway, people should see the film. Let's get into spoilers.
Okay.
Right. So I can see from your face that you just can't stop yourself. You just can't wait to talk about all the negative from this film for some bizarre reason, even though it's a great film. So instead of talking about the good stuff first, we're going to switch it around. What don't you like about this film, Wilson?
Well, okay, the first I had the beef was, do you notice as each location changed, what happened?
You're going to have to answer your own question.
Okay.
What happened?
Big, massive white letters appeared on the screen.
Yeah,
And
okay.
that appeared how many times?
That's annoying. It looked like some sort of advert. That was a weird. That
Yeah.
was weird, but it's not a. It's
It took me out. It literally took me out of the movie. I was thinking,
Okay.
really? Are you going to keep doing... How many times are you going to do this?
okay. It was annoying, but it wasn't enough to kill the film. I don't think.
It didn't
Yeah,
kill
go
me,
on.
but
There's
it
that.
sort of
Okay,
like-
it's an annoyance. I give you that one,
Yeah.
but it's not a terrible fault.
But, you know, before, it just had this small little writing at the bottom.
I know.
Yeah.
In most films, there's just a tiny bit of writing on the bottom left-hand corner or whatever, telling you which
Where-
location you're in, and in this film, it's plastered all over the screen.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay. What else don't you like about this film?
I can't think of any right now. I'll
Is
let
that
you know.
it? So all of that time, you've been wanting to say terrible things about this film, and it's all just the lettering.
That lettering really annoyed me.
Okay. So so I'm expecting a really high score then, if that's your only beef in air quotes with the film.
Oh, there's another thing.
Go on then.
The relationship between Scarlet Witch and Vision. What
Okay.
was up with that?
Let's go into the characters. What do you mean?
This sort of this thing just developed during the period of time. Was this always a thing between them?
It was hinted at, wasn't it? Well, it wasn't. Okay, I take that back. It was hinted that Scarlet Witch finds him interesting. Because is it the Avengers 2?
Yeah.
She says I can read his mind, he's thinking.
Mm.
So she has an understanding of the Vision that other people don't.
Mm.
Have I just dreamt that up? I think she says, he's thinking, I can read his
No,
mind.
I don't remember something like this. All I remember is the scene where she puts her hand on his sort of cell,
Right.
and she basically has the flash of the world destruction.
No, I'm pretty sure. Well,
And then she
I'm
does
pretty
the
sure
thing.
she does say that I can read his mind in the Avengers 2. So there's that bit.
Mhm.
The Vision, actually, I've actually written that. I've actually got this down. The Vision is probably the worst character in this film.
Really?
Yeah, he doesn't have any purpose. What's the point of him? He's He's an all-powerful entity, and I thought, okay, he's gonna do some cool stuff in this film because he's indestructible. He can fly. He can phase through the wall,
Mm.
etc., etc.
Yep.
But he basically gets taken out by
Scarlet Witch.
initially Hawkeye, for a while at least, and then Scarlet Witch just plummets him into the earth.
Yeah.
And then he's not really that important in the whole film. When he's in the airport, he doesn't really do anything good.
Well, he tried to stop them from leaving by like lasering the building.
Yes, he did, but in that big action sequence, other characters do more impressive feats.
Mm.
So, we see the introduction of Spider-Man, of course,
Mm-hmm.
who incidentally I thought was Well, what did you think of Spider-Man?
I thought the scenes with him where he's fighting was quite good. I mean, he kept I think he did keep like the Ultimate Spider-Man version where he's quite curious even during battle.
Okay, I thought again that he didn't really progress the story. He doesn't need to be there. There's no point to him.
Yeah, you could say that, I guess.
I
I mean, he did basically even the numbers.
and this is one.
Well, no. He's the one who brought down Ant-Man, since with the whole suggestion.
Sure, but it doesn't have to be him. Ant-Man could be taken down by, say, the Vision. It's possible, isn't it?
Yes. Well, if you can say that, the Vision could take them all out.
Sure. So that's my problem. That's my problem. You've just said, I've just said that like a minute ago. I said the Vision doesn't really do anything cool, and Spider-Man doesn't really need to be there because those cool stuff that Spider-Man does could be given to the Vision.
Yeah.
You've disagreed with me on both fronts.
Okay.
A bit that doesn't really make sense for me is Peter Parker's reasoning for being on Iron Man's side. Why does he team up with Iron Man?
It feels as though he's doing it for the money.
Does it?
Yeah.
Where'd you get that idea from?
Well, he's still I'm assuming he's like still in school, right? And this whole funding, and you know how he goes, and how Tony says, "Oh, we'll start funding his project and so on." And you know he's trying to impress Tony Stark.
Sure, but that was a joke. In that scene where Tony Stark goes in and he comes into the room, where Peter Parker goes into the room and he sees Aunt May with Tony Stark, that's the ruse. So Tony Stark is saying, "Oh, I'm here because you applied for the grant and I've granted it to you." Blah 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 blah. And Peter's just going along with whatever Tony Stark is saying. It's not because he wants funding. He even goes into the room and says, "I've never applied for anything."
I guess.
So it's not. I don't know where you got.
Okay, maybe
I
not.
completely disagree with this money thing.
Okay, maybe it was for the upgrade on his suit.
Again, he didn't look. He didn't seem. Maybe, but none of this is in the film. This is all stuff that you're just.
It's speculation.
You're just making it up. It's not. Because when he sees Captain America, he says, "Oh, you're Captain America. That's pretty cool." He's impressed by him. So he knows Captain America is a good guy. When he's swinging around in the airport, he says, Captain America says something, and then...
Where's he from?
No. Captain America says something, and then Spider-Man says, Mr. Stark said you'd say that.
Oh, right, yeah, I know which one.
Yeah, so it's the implication that he's just a bit of an idiot. Or he's easily manipulated.
I think
it's a bit weird, that bit, okay? And it's not just his fault. It's... You have the same problem with Ant-Man as well, although to a lesser extent, because he's on Captain America's side. Where Ant-Man just decides to join up with Captain America. But, I guess it's an easier sell to say, well, Captain America, good value, truth and justice, all the rest of it. Whereas Tony Stark, bringer of Ultron, destroyer of man.
Well, there's also the thing where both Peter Parker and Iron Man are scientists. They're both of those type of mindsets. So maybe he just relates to him more. I mean, Peter Parker is sympathetic. Yeah, sympathetic towards Captain America. So he still remains sort of like a friendly tone when talking to him.
Which is why it's so weird. Because I'm sympathetic towards Captain America, and I'm kind of in awe of him, but I'm gonna fight him because this guy who used to sell weapons is telling me to do it. I don't see anywhere where he makes an independent decision. And because he's so young, it is a bit jarring. Whereas, I don't know. I mean, like I said, the same thing could be leveled at Ant-Man as well, where we don't really see Ant-Man making a sort of conscious decision to side with Captain America. But like I said, I find it easier to believe that you would automatically side with Captain America.
Well, with Ant-Man, I can kind of see it clear, seem clear, because what was Ant-Man before he became Ant-Man? What did he do?
A thief.
But what type of thief?
What do you mean?
He was basically Robin Hood, wasn't he?
Okay. He was a Robin Hood type of thief.
You know, he was like doing bad things but for the good.
Mm-hmm. So?
What
is this? I don't understand your point.
Look, because in a way, he's not, he didn't, he knows who he's trying to help, doesn't he? He's not just Captain America, but he's also helping Bucky. Bucky, and everyone basically know he's the Winter Soldier.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, a bad guy.
Go on.
But somehow Captain America is, I'm helping him, and maybe he just thinks, well, he must be good.
Okay. Right. Then what you're saying is, again, none of this is in the film, but what you're saying is, because Ant-Man had a criminal past, the fact that he sees Bucky being a criminal, he it's easier for Ant-Man to think, okay, so he used to be a criminal, but because Captain America's helping him, he must have gone through a similar character development whereby Bucky is now a good guy, just like me.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, that was a long-winded way of getting to the point.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
What do you think of Bucky anyway?
He's fine. He's fine, but he's nothing. Not that special, I don't think. I think he's fine. There is a bit of a problem with the power levels where, because we should say, again, I've forgotten about him as well.
What?
The Black Panther. Not important to the plot at all.
Okay.
What is the point of him? And I think they've completely wasted the character too. He doesn't do anything.
You're right, he didn't.
He misunderstands the situation, but he doesn't really drive the plot along. They were gonna do they were gonna have conflict for signing the Hero Registration Act anyway. He doesn't take anyone down.
Yeah.
And then in the end, he kind of saves the baddie from killing himself.
Yeah.
He learns a life lesson.
Yeah.
Well, he does give the Winter Soldier all those cool gear at the end of the movie, but he's the Tony Stark, Bruce Wayne, rich man of the jungle.
I guess. Well, it does just actually, now that we've talked about this, it does just feel like both Black Panther and Spider-Man were just included for future setups.
Yeah, you're right. Slight differences, and this is probably not fair, but I wasn't really looking forward to the Black Panther. I was ambivalent towards it. I was like, okay, this character's in, great. But having watched it, I feel like he's been misused or not really used. But everyone else I thought was great now that we've trampled all over these characters.
Yeah.
I thought...
Really? What about Jeremy Renner, sorry.
Great. I thought finally they've given him a role that isn't forced. He is well, he's not integral, but he is important for the plot. They've given everyone something to do that only they can sort of do. So, I thought his critical role was to go and recruit Scarlet Witch, which makes sense because who else would recruit Scarlet Witch? Nobody. He is perfect for that.
Yeah, because he's the only one that sort of understands her in a way. So it's the whole Ultron thing.
Yeah, he's the one that sort of said to her in Age of Ultron 2, you know, I'm a guy with a bow and arrow against these super robots and superhumans. It doesn't make any sense. You're just going to do it. So it makes sense that Scarlet Witch would listen to him. So that was great. Scarlet Witch was good, and we know a bit more about her power now. She can kind of throw things and some sort of energy.
She can control minds.
She can. Oh, that is weird, isn't it? That she doesn't do any of that this time.
Yeah.
I haven't even thought about that.
That's not all she. There's a lot of things where she could have ended this quite quickly.
It never even occurred to me. I was just, I don't know why that is. Yeah, you're right. She could have just gone to. Well, she doesn't control mind.
Well,
she scares people. She
guess.
kind of put in doubt and other kind of scary thoughts into their mind. She can't control them. Yeah, that's true. Captain America was good. Oh, Tony Stark. Have we talked about him?
No.
Okay, so he was really good. I thought finally they've given.
I think he was probably the best one out of the entire cast, wasn't he?
Yeah, for sure. So, initially I was worried about how they would get the conflict going. Because everyone's motivation makes sense. So Tony Stark, who you would think would be against this Registration Act, is for it because...
of that death.
And he's trying to win back his girl.
Is that really?
That's what he says in that scene with Captain America.
I don't think that's what he said though.
Really? What do you think he said?
I really was unsure what was with him and
Pepper Potts?
Yeah.
Well, they were in the conference, and this is my reading of it, is that he's having a lot of trouble at home. You know, he's...
Yeah, that's why they've been separated.
He's been kind of separated, and he's too engrossed in his work, and Pepper doesn't like that he is, or he doesn't like the role he's playing in the Avengers, and he thinks that by signing up to this Superhero Registration Act, that maybe she'll be back on board with it because probably there'll be some sort of control over him. He wouldn't be just doing whatever he wants. Yeah. So that was my reading of it.
Okay.
So, that he's still self-serving, but he's self-serving in a desperate kind of way. He seems desperate.
Yes, he does. He's quite desperate.
So that that was very good.
There was also the whole thing where he says he knows he doesn't want to fight Captain America. He says it several times in the movie. I don't want to do this and stuff.
Yeah. Well, they both do, don't they?
Yeah.
In that room, which I thought was great. This film is quite talky. There's a lot of talking in this film, which I really, really like. So, just going back a little bit. So this is a film where the heroes of opposing sides, they have their own ideologies, and because the motivation is so well done, you make sense. It makes sense to you. You think, okay, Tony Stark's doing that. It makes perfect sense. I feel sorry for him. I do feel sorry that he's lost Pepper, or is losing Pepper. I do feel sorry for him that, he's met that woman who's told him off for the son, and for her son. So that's great. But at the same time, I do feel like I'm really sorry that Captain America's lost his best friend, who he thinks is his fault because it kind of was,
Mm-hmm.
because he couldn't save him on the train.
Mm-hmm.
I feel sorry for him because he is right. He's gone through the Winter Soldier, the film, where he was following orders, and look how well that turned out. 3 helicarriers crashing into the sea.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone makes sense. Okay, and that speech he gives, where with the rest of Avengers, where he says, "Well, imagine if they say we can't go in to save someone,
Mm-hmm.
and we just let them die. I can't deal with that."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they all make sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Any other characters you want to? Oh, we should say the villains, right? I thought this film worked really well where they cut the trailer
Mm-hmm.
so that
We wouldn't know who the villain is.
so that we would have no idea who the villain is. Right. So in other films, which we won't mention, we watched the trailer and we've seen the film. In this film, we watched the trailer. We think we've seen the film,
Mm-hmm.
but then it sort of ends up being completely different.
Yeah.
Now, I did mention it. There's the bit where in the trailer, he says we see Bucky with his arm in a
when
in a
she's-
vice,
Mm-hmm.
and Captain America. Or you hear Captain America say, "They're coming for you, Bucky,"
Mm-hmm.
and the people who when they get here,
Mm-hmm.
they're not here to take you alive.
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen in the movie.
Yes, it does.
No. Captain America says, the people here, when they get here, they're going to kill you. He says that when they're in Bucky's hideout.
Yeah.
But in the trailer, it's implied that it's done when his arm's in a vice.
Okay. Right.
So they switched it round, and I thought, oh, that's quite nice. So you still go in, you expect to hear the line, but it doesn't really happen where you expect it to. So that's really good work. In
They
the
do
trailer,
that- They do that a lot in the trailer.
in this trailer, yes,
Yeah.
but not in other
Yeah, I know.
trailers, right?
I mean, in this trailer, there are a lot. Like, actually, there was a line I couldn't find that said in the trailer, but didn't say in.
In the film,
Yeah,
What
which
was it?
was where Tony Stark in the trailer. Do you know Tony Stark's holding
somebody.
War Machine, holding War
Right.
Machine, and he
Mm.
goes, "They're wrong about you, Steve. They were all wrong."
I don't remember this line in the trailer or in the film.
It was in the trailer when he was saying, when he was just holding him, and he looked as though he was saying, "The world is wrong about you."
Okay, well,
But that never happened in the
in the movie,
Movie?
it probably did. We just didn't notice it.
movie.
What's I saying? Okay, so the villain, again in the trailer, is implied to be Crossbow, and we think it's Crossbow because he makes because he's such an important character in the comic book.
Hmm.
But he lasts for like
10 minutes.
10 minutes, and he's gone. And when he's gone, I did think to myself, "Hey, what's happening? Is he coming back?
Nope.
Is he gonna come back and is he just gonna appear at the end of the movie and say, 'Ha, I'm not really dead. I'm back'?"
No.
But no, he's probably dead.
Yeah.
And then we're introduced to the real villain of the piece,
Hmm.
who I was utterly and you know about this. I had no idea what the plan was until the very, very end. Initially, I thought, oh, okay, so he's Hydra,
Hmm.
and then he's torturing the Hydra guy, and then thinking, okay, so he's just wanting power for himself,
Hmm.
and then he's kind of got the Winter Soldier. I'm like, okay, so it still makes sense. He's still Hydra. He's taking down Shield.
Hmm.
Gets to the base, shoots all the other Hydra guys. I'm like, what is going on here? What's happening?
I used to.
I'm like, what is happening? And I didn't even understand until he explains it, until the exposition.
I got it quite early.
Really? At what point did you understand that he wasn't Hydra?
The part where, you see, at one point I was thinking to myself, okay, at the beginning of the movie, okay, those 4 bags I couldn't tell what they were. I honestly couldn't tell
Oh,
what
I
they were.
could. I thought, okay, so they must be the super soldier serum. I thought that's what they were.
I knew it wasn't the super serum. It couldn't be because clearly Bucky was already Winter Soldier. So he couldn't have been the super because none of it existed since Steve Rogers was the only one.
Well, my understanding is that they tried to recreate it.
Yeah, they tried to recreate
So
it.
the bags
Mm.
were recreation of the winter of the super soldier serum.
Mm.
So because
Anyway, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Bags swinging. Okay, so these are clearly crucial for
the plot,
the plot.
yeah,
Then we skip not too long, and then Bucky reveals these 4 bags are there to make the super soldiers. I'm
Mhm.
thinking, okay, but at that point I already thought to myself, they're not gonna really unleash 4 super soldiers
right.
because that wouldn't make sense. They've got the Vision. The Vision
Okay.
could take over 4 soldiers. What's the point of this?
Okay.
But then I remembered the trailer.
Mm. Go on.
And I was thinking to myself, hang on a minute, is this some? Are they going to inject? Is one of these bags left, and he's going to inject and make, I don't know, Tony start going insane or something? Because clearly, when they take it, they weren't berserk.
Right. I
That-
still don't. You're still nowhere near how you got.
Yeah, I know. Just give me a bit more time.
Okay, go on.
And then as the movie progressed, and then I just remembered, I wonder who he killed in a crash car accident. And then my memory instantly flashed forward. Who was it that I knew someone that died in the car crash accident? I only thought, isn't that Tony Stark's parents?
Right.
And that's when it hit me.
What hit you?
Well, do you know how he kept going on about the same record date?
Hmm.
It hit me. He must somehow use this to turn Tony Stark against Bucky somehow. That's when I got it.
Got what?
The guy's motivation. He must have, well, okay, maybe not motivation, but how it was going to end. It was going to end with Tony Stark seeing that tape, realizing Bucky's the one who killed his parents, and that's going to cause them to fight.
Right.
Who's some sort of revenge storyline.
Okay. But I'm really talking about his motive, why he's doing it. I'm talking about how did you guess that he was, he was a victim from Sokovia,
I didn't
rather
get,
than why than
I didn't get
him
that,
being
but
Hydra. Because the plot could have
yeah,
easily gone that he wanted power for himself, which is why he's looking for the secret base so that he can control those 4 Winter Soldiers.
Well, there was also the thing where, do you know when he played that thing, like he did that call thing on his phone, and where it's actually just a recording.
Mm.
I instantly knew it was a recording. I didn't think it was a phone call.
Okay.
I thought, right, this must be the reason why he's after them.
Okay. But I
It's
still
still-
don't see how you managed to get a leap from phone recording to Sokovia.
I didn't think it was Sokovia. I just thought that they must have been.
Okay,
the
so
cause.
you didn't know the plot either.
I didn't know it was Sokovia. I just
Right.
knew that somehow they must have caused the loss of their children, since it was also implied early in the film with the whole Stark thing. At the
I don't
beginning.
know if it was. I
No.
don't know if it was. I don't think it
No,
was.
no, I felt like it was like some sort of, there was a link there, like, you know what I mean? Like the writer wanted to drop this as a sort of hint, shall we say?
I think the hints are there if you look at it after you've seen the film. I'm not sure that you can pull all of that together if you've not seen the film.
Maybe, but that's what I saw.
Right.
Or thought, should I say?
But you didn't get the Sokovia link.
I didn't get the Sokovia link. I just got that these must be the reasons why he's doing it. I didn't know.
Right. Okay.
It didn't really matter if it was Sokovia. It could have just been. It could have easily just have been his wife and kids died during the New York like in Chicago. Not New. Was it New York? In Avengers 1.
Yeah, but
Because-
no, I know what you're saying, but what I'm saying is he could be Hydra until the very, very end. That's all.
Yeah, I guess.
Right. So there was no you couldn't say before he opened his mouth to say I'm a Sokovia victim
Mm-hmm.
that he wasn't Hydra. He could have opened his mouth and said I used to be Hydra.
He could.
Blah de blah de blah. Here are some baddies. Killed them.
I guess.
Right. Okay. So we should say that there were actually no villains in this film. Even the villains were really rounded individuals. They all have their own motivation, and you could understand why they would be like that.
Mm.
It is a bit, yeah. I was going to say it's a bit strange that he would go after Tony Stark, who is for the Hero Registration Act. He's trying to make it better.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't. I know it's no good comfort if your wife and kids are dead from
Yeah.
from evil robots that Tony Stark has made.
Yeah.
Okay. Was it weird that Pepper Potts and Agent Carter were both absent from the film?
No. They were both absent in Avengers 2. It is basically just a continuation of that.
Possibly.
Since both Pepper Potts wasn't there as that whole scene with him and Thor.
Yeah, okay, you're right. Okay, but Sharon Carter,
Mm-hmm.
not Sharon Carter, Peggy Carter.
Who's Sharon Carter?
I'm thinking of Agent. Is it 1333? I don't remember. Blonde girl, the love interest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Peggy Carter,
Mm.
because she'd been in the films.
Mm.
This is Captain America, so she's been in both of them.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she would have been happy to do a third one. But instead, we just see her picture in
And
a
she's
frame.
dead.
And she's dead. Yeah.
Zero hints, by the way, also from the trailer that she's dead.
Yeah, although I do feel like that wasn't...
Necessary.
Not that it wasn't necessary, I thought it wasn't that important to the plot. It was fine. They should do it.
I guess.
And it gave an opportunity for Black Widow, who was widely suggested to be a double agent.
Mm.
She wasn't really a double agent in this, though.
It kind of was.
Not really. I disagree. How so?
Well, for one thing.
My interpretation of a double agent is that you're spying on A for B and B for A, but she does neither of those things.
Okay, fine. She's a betrayer then. She's just.
Her conscience comes around. Not her conscience, but that
She had a change of heart.
she has a change of heart because of all the lovely moments she spent with
Steve.
Rogers. And it makes sense, you know, because when Peggy dies, she's the one that meets up with him.
Mm.
And she's the one that sort of comforts him
Mm.
in his moment of need.
Mm.
Black Widow was good. Does the double spin, jumps on a guy,
I think she's
spins
did that
around.
too-
Yeah,
I
she
think
did that
did
too,
too
but
many
it's,
times.
yeah, but it's still good. I
It's
still
good,
like it.
but I feel as though she overused it.
Well, that's her signature move. What else can she do?
She can do something. I'm sure they could have designed something else.
You're right. They could have done.
They could have done the neck cross thing where they lock their heads, locks the opponent's head with their legs, and then throw them.
It's possible. Do you think that because we're on kind of this topic of victims from the
Sokovia?
Sokovia.
Did you
I've
forget?
got it. No, I've got it right so far, but every time I say it, I still have to have a little bit of a run up.
Right.
Do you think that every time we see a Marvel film, it's so far ahead, or not so far ahead, but it's one step ahead of DC. My point is, in Superman, in Man of Steel,
Mm-hmm.
people were complaining that, that there were too many deaths
Yeah.
in buildings, blah de blah de blah. Okay,
Mm.
and then we got Avengers 2, and in Avengers 2 they were like, we've got to save all these people, we can't just disregard the victims.
Mm-hmm.
And now Batman v Superman has done it, and they said, well, we can't disregard the victims,
Mm-hmm.
we've got to save all these people, let's go to that abandoned island near the city,
Mm-hmm.
right? But Marvel have gone ahead and they're already talking about the fallout. So again, they're ahead. They're already worried about the fallout from deaths, from victims. They're saying, these are the kind of problems you're going to end up with
Mm-hmm.
from all these people dying. But DC is still in Avengers 2 mode. They're saying, oh, we can't, we got to...
I'm not even sure they're on Avengers 2 mode, since they haven't even got the Avengers in.
What? I'm talking about victim management.
Yeah, well, same kind. Well, yeah, kind of. Well, technically, Batman still went around killing people.
Bad people this time. He was less reckless. He's still pretty reckless, but they added in that film, in BVS, they did add sections in it where they say things like, we've got to save all these people. We've got to make sure we don't kill so many people.
Mm.
And that was after Avengers 2. But
Yeah.
once BVS have done it, we've already moved ahead in the Marvel world. We've gone.
Mm.
That ship has sailed, mate.
Mm.
We're gone. They okay. So
Actually, what did you think about the floating fortress? No, the
what?
the fortress that imprisoned all of them.
Oh, in the sea.
Yeah, I don't know why I said floating.
I was thinking, what? Are we doing the same film? Are we doing Castle in the Sky? What did I think about it?
Mm.
I didn't think it was particularly scary, or
I was expecting more out of it.
yeah. Well, I guess you were saying there would be more things happening in the prison.
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't a big part in the film.
It was
could have
just
been
like-
anywhere.
In the trailer, it looked as though it was a big part, but then it just went, "Dush, okay, we're done."
Okay, we're done. Yeah, which was kind of good. Power levels. I'm slightly confused about them now. Oh, I really like the scene where Captain America is able to stop a helicopter from taking off.
Yeah.
I thought that was really amazing. But at the same time, we have two, air quotes, superhumans in this film, which is confusing.
You mean Vision and
No,
Super-
superhumans.
are superhuman? So Captain America and
Bucky
yeah, okay,
and Black Panther.
that might be the suit though.
It may be the suit.
I think it's implied it's the suit since they say the suit is meant to be the protector. So I think it has to be the suit.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'm happy to believe it. I'd rather it be the suit than him just being physically fit.
I think it is. They do say that he is fit,
Yeah,
but
but
I
not
don't.
superhuman fit.
I highly doubt he's superhuman.
But Captain America seems, I don't know, he seems to be on par with Bucky, doesn't he? I don't really understand how Bucky is so... Why can he take him down? Because he can, they are on par.
Yeah.
In like a hand-to-hand combat.
Mhm.
It's a toss-up to who would win.
I think there might be. I think the thing with Captain America is he's holding back against Bucky.
I understand that, but I'm saying if neither of them were holding back.
I think if neither holding back, I think Captain America will whoop his ass.
Fair enough.
Simply because clearly Captain America is a better fighter.
Yeah. Did you like the bit where they pull from the comic? Where we have Captain America and Iron Man
doing the blast.
doing a blast. I thought, oh, that's quite good.
I think, you see, when I first saw it, I the first 2 seconds, I was
Right.
thinking, what are they doing? What's with this slow motion? And then it took me a few seconds, like, oh, that's from the comic, isn't it?
I thought, oh, that's quite cool. They're doing the blast. Did you like how how the Captain America Iron Man fight ended?
Like him chucking the shield.
No, sorry, I should be clearer. You know how let's do it again. How the BVS fight ended. They're like, oh, our mother's called Martha.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
stop
yeah.
fighting with friends,
Mhm.
right? In this, because the whole film makes sense,
Mm-hmm.
it looks like for a moment that Steve Rogers was going to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, logically, I know that he's not going to do that.
Mm.
But while watching it, they think, oh my god, he's going to finish him off. Because that guy because he's commentating on it, isn't he? He's saying, oh, everyone is filled with rage, I'm filled with rage, you're filled with rage, Steve is filled with rage,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah. And he brings the shield down and take out the suit.
Mm. See, we already see him like smack the helmet
Yeah.
off.
Precisely. So it's an escalation.
Mm.
But when he takes him out, when he takes the suit out, I do get that feeling of course, that's his ideal. He wouldn't. Why would he kill him?
Mm.
He wouldn't do that. He's Captain America.
Yeah.
So everything makes sense. So it makes sense that how that would stop.
Mm.
Right.
What do you think about Black Panther scarring the not Iron Man, Captain America's shield?
Well, do you think he's for me, he's just taken the paint off. He's not actually
Mm.
he's not actually scratched the shield. I feel like he's just taken the paint off.
You say that
Because
but-
we see that in Captain America 1, where someone shoots him, and on the shield, even sort of regular bullets, they leave mark,
Mm.
and I think that's just the paint being taken off.
Yeah, but then how come Iron Man's full blast beam still leaves the paint on then?
I don't know, but
You know, what type of paint is this? Is this
I don't know
like-
what type. Look, it does. That's,
This paint repels energy, but scratch it a little bit.
yeah. Well, if you say that, then I mean, they want. Look, if you're gonna bring that up, okay, I do agree with you that bit doesn't make sense. But what about when he puts his shield over a grenade or a small bomb, explosive device,
Yeah.
right? And then he takes his shield out. Why isn't the lever? Why hasn't that disintegrated?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, but my feeling is it's not. Well, listen, mate. They've even explained that in the movie, in one of the sort of funnier scenes where
Mhm.
Peter Parker goes, "Your shield, it does not obey the laws
Oh.
of physics."
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, fine, right, we get it. It doesn't obey the law of physics. Grenade can't hurt leather when attached to its shield,
Yeah.
which is fine.
Even the shield's power level seems a bit off. It fluctuates between invincible and being able to bounce off your hand.
Does it?
Yeah, there was a scene where was it with Bucky or something, and Captain America. We've seen Captain America take the power of Thor's hammer, and he's still standing perfectly fine.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
slight explosion,
Yeah, you're right.
and he
You're
flips
right.
away.
You're right. That is, yeah, you're right. There are certain points where I think where
We've
that's
also
right.
seen him use the shield to land on the ground, and he's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
but
then
if-
other time he's struggling.
yeah, he's struggling with it. You're right. Even still, did you get a sense in the film that when Captain America loses his shield, he's just not as good as a fighter? There was a scene where I think they're both in sort of a chimney thing where Bucky's trying to escape through the top,
Oh yeah.
and then he loses it. I think Iron Man blasts him or something, and the shield falls down the chimney.
Yeah.
And then I did think, oh god, now we're in trouble because he doesn't have his shield.
Shield, yeah.
Whereas when he has his shield, I thought, oh, he can take him.
Yeah, because he can block basically anything you can fire at him.
Which is good. I don't think we should give everything away. We've given the...
This is one section, give everything away.
Okay.
What do you think about Ant-Man going to Giant Man?
I think it's good, but he does that little explanation, doesn't he?
Mm.
When he says, "I did try it." Where he says, "I did try it once in a lab,
Yeah.
and I think I passed out." Or
He
something.
passed out for several days.
He passed out for several days. But I've got this neat little trick, and then he does, and then he grows. Okay, but when he's doing the explanation, I knew he was going to grow, so I knew he was going to be a big size. But because we didn't see him passing out and all the rest of it, we didn't see that situation. He just described it. We didn't. I didn't feel there was any danger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whereas if we see him in mortal danger in a different film, and then he grows, and we think, oh god, can he hang on? Is he going to be all right? So
actually, during that scene where he grows big, I did think that he would do a lot more. Do you know the scene when he's just grabbed? I keep forgetting his name. War Machines. When he grabs War Machine, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking to him, why are you just holding on to him? Throw him to the ground.
Right.
Just stand on him.
Oh, War Machine. I've changed my mind. He's the worst character.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
What did you think of War Machine?
Meh.
I really didn't like that guy.
I
I've never liked him.
Really?
I don't understand his shtick. What?
I didn't really
I'm like,
mind.
what? Okay, he's gonna sign up because he's a soldier. I feel like he doesn't have a personality. I'm a soldier, but I can't think for myself. So whatever the government says, I'm gonna do. They're gonna paint my War Machine the blue, red, and white. Yeah, that's cool. That's fine.
Actually,
It's better.
He got rid of that.
Yeah, and then he got rid of it. I just feel like he's a yes man,
A little bit.
and I don't really understand why him and Tony Stark are friends.
I think it's more of a case of they've been both thick and thin together.
But that's the point. They haven't.
They kind of have.
When?
Iron Man 2.
Sort of. But look, in Iron Man 1, he's like, no, he's like, oh, I'm in airspace, stop shooting at me, from Tony Stark.
Yeah.
And the second one, he's like, you don't deserve these, and then he just steals it. Where's the love? Where's the bromance?
Right.
So, yeah. Did you think he was going to die?
At one point, maybe I was thinking, they wouldn't. They could kill him off, could they? Would they?
I thought, he's dead. Good. And then run back.
Well, if you're gonna say he's a yes man, then what about Falcon? He's a yes man as well. Then.
You're right. You're right. You're right. But we see why he says yes. Because he's like, yeah, I'm friendly with Captain America. We hang out and stuff.
Yeah.
But we never see Iron Man hang out with War Machine. Really. I can understand why Falcon is... It's like saying, oh, well, Hawkeye is a yes man. But the point is, he's not just saying yes because he's a yes man. He's saying yes because he's friends with Captain America. And we've seen them be friends. And we've seen sort of... what's his face? Falcon be friends with Captain America.
There's also the thing where that Captain America did recover Falcon's gear.
Yeah, so we see them being friends, but where's the adventure between Iron Man and War Machine? They'd never go on an adventure.
I think it's implied that they did, since there was a whole talk about him, how many times he's flew inside the Iron Man suit, in the suit.
I thought that was just how many times he flew, rather than in the suit. I thought he meant...
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought he meant in a plane as well as the suit.
That's maybe then.
Okay. I mean, come on, they can't be that good of friends. He doesn't even... Iron Man doesn't even realise that War Machine looks different from Ant Man 1 and 2. You'd think he'd notice.
Are we really?
He didn't even say, "Oh, you lost a lot of weight.
Are you really going down that route?
Go make a smaller suit." Yep.
Okay. Is there anyone else that we can talk about? I did actually have something I wanted to talk about. Something regarding who was it?
Did you like that Captain America wrote a letter?
Yes.
I thought, how quaint. I want to write a letter too.
It feels very Captain America.
It does feel very Captain. Like they've got that. I think Marvel have all the characters down to a T.
Yes.
They're like, yes, he would do that because
if it was Tony Stark, he sent an email.
Yeah. he'll write the letter in the sky with explosions.
Yeah, something like that. But Captain America, he's quite old-fashioned. It's probably it was handwritten.
It's handwritten. Yeah, you can see through the page.
Yeah.
Yeah, with really neat handwriting. I thought that was very good. I don't know. I really liked it.
And you know what else?
Yeah, go on.
What was the phone that he gave Tony Stark?
Oh, it was a really old. That was funny. Yeah. That was like a Nokia flip phone or something.
Yeah, I think it's Motorola. But
it might be a Motorola. I thought, oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, but it doesn't really make sense because he would have missed that, surely. He would have missed the dumb phone stage.
Yeah,
when he comes out the eyes, he'd be on the smartphone.
Well, we saw him.
Yeah.
Actually, did we see him on a smartphone?
I don't know. Probably.
I can't remember. You see, I mean, every time I think so. Maybe.
Okay. How are the fight sequences apart from the fantastic airport scene? I thought there were a lot of fights and they felt physical. There's a lot of people getting thrown out the window, and Captain America fell down that chimney. When it hits the ground, I did go, ooh. I did say that out loud during the film because it looked painful.
Yeah, it did look quite. Well, you can see him bounce up.
Yeah, can you?
Yeah, he bounced up a little.
Okay. I think I was wincing. So I couldn't see properly. A really good film.
What do you think of? I forgot what I was going to say now again.
Again?
Yeah, I had it just a moment ago. What do you think of the CG?
Do you have anything specific? I thought all of the CG was good.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that was jarring.
I couldn't think of anything fake. Did you saw it in 3D though,
yes,
didn't you?
I did.
And was it okay?
Yeah, it was fine in 3D.
I saw it in 2D.
I mean, the actions wasn't so fast paced that you know how if you do it too fast, it just hurts you in 3D. I think it was reasonably well shot that even on 3D you were fine.
Okay, great. I think we've covered most of the bases. All of the bases. All of the things I want to talk about.
Yeah. But the most interesting thing is, if you review this review, you've said more bad things than I have.
Have I?
Yeah. You're the one who keeps bringing up faults.
Okay. I think it's difficult to talk about a film when it's good. There's nothing to make fun of. I can't just go through saying, oh yeah, CG brilliant, character brilliant.
What do you think of the jokes? That's what I wanted to bring up. Any memorable jokes that you...
There were lots of them. There weren't lots of them actually. I felt there were fewer jokes in this.
Well, do you
it
have
was
any,
a more serious tone.
Any that you sort of just really liked? Joke? I can just think of one that I really liked.
Go on.
It's the scene in the airport where Bucky and Falcon's fighting Spider-Man,
Yeah.
and he does that and he goes, "Why didn't you think of that sooner?"
Yeah. Anyway,
Or actually no, sorry, I lied. My favorite scene was the scene where they meet with Sharon Carter, kisses her, and he looks like
that was excellent.
And then
they just smile and nod. Brilliant. Yeah. God, you turned me around. You reminded me of all the good stuff now because I wanted to end this particular section. We shouldn't spoil everything. with, first of all, you need to give a score.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to give a score. And this is going to be weird because looking back at our television ranking,
Mm-hmm.
I gave 90 to Jessica Jones and I Zombie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give a lower score than 90.
Yeah, I'm also giving a low.
But it's not because I think this is less good. I just think they're got to be held to different standards.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to give this,
Well, don't tell me yet. Don't tell
Okay.
me yet.
right?
Since last time you said you said the score first, right? For Batman v Superman.
Yes.
I'm gonna give it first this time.
Do you want me to write it down so that I don't cheat?
Yeah, good. I'll
Okay,
I'll
you
believe
trust me.
you.
Okay.
I am going to award this film
Mm.
85.
Really?
Yeah.
And seriously, I'm going to give it 87.
Really?
Yeah.
Close enough.
And I don't know. Look, I really wanted to give it 90 because that was the highest score I gave the TV shows. That's why I prefaced it by saying I'm not going to give it 90, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's as good as Captain America 1. I still like that better.
Okay.
I think that's I don't know.
I'm not sure. Well, no, I think that's I think Civil War feels better than Captain America, the first one, but not as good as Winter Soldier.
Oh, that's so you've gone Winter Soldier, Civil War, Captain America 1.
Yeah.
Well, mine is Captain America 1,
First Avenger.
and then Civil War and Winter Soldier. I feel like they're on par.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I still feel there are scenes in Captain America 1 where it felt quite emotional.
Okay.
There's a love story in Captain America 1, which I like. And
Yeah.
I mean, I still remember that scene where where Tommy Lee Jones throws throws a grenade onto the ground,
Yeah.
and he jumps out and
just hugs it.
hugs the grenade to protect everyone.
Yeah.
And he does that while he's just a normal
person.
He doesn't do that while he's
Superhuman.
superhuman, yeah,
Yeah.
with a super shield. He does that out of the goodness of his heart.
Mm.
Yeah, so I still find that quite emotional. There's the bit where he does the flag,
Mm.
which I like. Yeah. I think this film, because there are so many characters, it is bursting at the seams. But they just about managed to keep everything running.
Yeah, I think it was just enough.
There's a lot of characters, and if they add any more, I think it'd just go off the rails. It goes up, it's bursting at the seams now with Black Panther, which we say didn't really need it. Spider-Man kind of wasn't necessary. Ant-Man, it's nice. I mean, it's nice to see these characters, but at the same time, they don't have to be there. Did you find, and this has just reminded me, did you find the Vision weird when he dresses in normal clothes?
No, I thought it was fine.
I still don't like him. I don't like him. I don't like his face. Because the top part of his face and the side of his face, his cheeks, is of this carbon fiber material.
Yeah.
But his mouth is a human mouth painted red.
I'm fine with it.
It's still a bit weird. I think there's just too much going on. His eyes, they look like lenses. And there's too much pattern on his forehead.
Actually, I quite like how he, in the first scene we see him, he just
Phases
phases
through
through
the
the
wall,
wall and he says, "Oh, we have a message for you," and they go, "We've talked about it." I've been doing this for so long.
Yeah.
See?
Okay, they were giving it probably a really, really respectable mark.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have anything else to talk about.
Neither do I.
Oh, one last thing, and this really, really will be the last thing. Should we get... Do you want another Captain America film, or do you want Chris Evans to continue being Captain America?
Yes. I think he's fine as as Captain America. He looks the part and he acts the part.
I'm worried that because he can't do it forever, eventually he has to pass on the baton or whatever.
Do you want it as Bucky Barnes as Captain America?
Well, the thing with Bucky is we haven't really, and I know we've seen him in a lot, but we haven't really seen him be sort of casual since Captain America 1. Captain America 2, he's mostly in a mask, and then he's being a bit badass. And in this film, he's kind of moping around, thinking, "Oh God, everyone's got me wrong," blah de blah de blah. So I don't know if he I don't know, because we've not seen him being charismatic. I don't really think he can do. I'm sure he probably could, but we haven't seen it yet. So that's what I'm worried about. And I really like Chris Evans. Initially, he did say we did kind of feel like he wasn't going to do anymore. Chris Evans, I mean. But I've heard him in a few interviews now where he said, I can do it. I can keep doing it because he really enjoys it, and that's made me happy. I'm sure. These films will make money.
Yeah.
So, if he
Chris
wants
Evans
to do it,
will make money.
if he wants to do another one, then he probably would. Even Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. Even he said he can do a 9-man 4.
I don't want him to do an Iron Man 4.
Really?
I want him just to be like, in Civil. I think, as in Iron Man, him soloing isn't enough.
You know what? I agree with you. I think we're at a point now where if we just have a story with just Iron Man on Earth, it would be a bit weird that he doesn't ask for help. Because why wouldn't he? We got a bit of that in Iron Man 3. We did think, well, where are your friends?
Yeah.
Call your friends.
Yeah.
That big green guy probably wouldn't have a problem taking these.
Well, at least that remind me. It's nice that they actually explain why the Hulk wasn't there and all stuff. Yeah, we couldn't find him.
Yeah, we couldn't find him. Yeah. No, I thought the joke was, we've got everything under control. Really? Can you tell where is Thor and the Hulk?
Yeah.
I don't know. They're probably having some fun in Thor 3.
Yeah. What the heck was actually? What's Thor going to do in Thor 3? It must have something to do with what happened in Avengers 2.
Oh yeah. When he's in the black
Lagoon
pool.
Right.
Yeah.
By the way, Black Lagoon is an anime.
Really?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's a pretty decent.
When I said black pool, I was thinking of the black sort of sea surrounding Hogwarts.
Oh well.
What's that called? The black.
I keep thinking death.
I don't know. Well, forget about it.
Yeah.
Okay, this has gone on for long enough. How long have we gone for?
An hour and 8 minutes.
Okay, well that's pretty good. We're really bringing down the time.
All right.
Okay, so last rating. Oh, what's the average then? 87 and 85, 86.
Did you really have to ask me? Really?
Oh, I've been revising all day. 86. 86.
Yeah.
Very good. Go and see it. I might see it again.
Really?
Seriously, yeah. I like it that much.
All right. Well, you better go see it because we don't know how long it's going to be on cinema.
Yeah. Okay, we'll talk to people later then.
All right then.
Goodbye.
Bye.